This webinar will be focused on understanding allyship and how children can be allies to their friends. By the end of this video, you will have an understanding of what empathy, racism, and privilege is, and what this might look like in your life. You will also be able to identify and understand what it means to be an ally, as well as understanding what allyship looks like amongst friends and in your everyday life. Let's begin. So I want you to imagine this. Your friend tells you that she got a new basketball and it's her favorite thing to play with. She gets to use it every day after school. She gets to go outside, move around, and practice. This new ball makes her very happy. But one day she comes home ready to play with her basketball and she can't find it. Now she has to stay inside and try to think of something else she can do. How do you think she feels about not being able to play with her basketball? If you put yourself in her shoes, how do you think you would feel if that was you? Maybe sad, upset, or even bored. Because you're able to think and imagine how your friend might be feeling, you just experienced something called empathy. Even though that situation didn't actually happen to you, you were able to understand and care about how someone else might be feeling. Now I want you to picture this. Let's say during recess, you see a group of kids playing basketball together. They're running around, laughing, and having so much fun. Now a new girl in school walks over to the group and asks, "Can I play with you guys?" One of the kids in the group says, "No way. You can't play with us because you look too different. You have brown skin." The new girl then walks away, feeling sad and left out because she looked different than the other kids. Now again, imagine if you weren't allowed to play with others because of the way you looked, or because of the color of your skin. How would that make you feel? And you might also be wondering, well, why would they say that to her in the first place? Well, what the other kids said and did to her was a form of racism. Think of it like this. Racism is disliking someone, leaving them out, and or treating someone badly because of their racial group or the color of their skin. Some people believe that having a different skin color means you aren't as good as others, so they might discriminate against them by calling them mean names, making them feel small, or treating them differently because of how they look or their identity. How do you think you would feel if you were treated differently because of how you look or where you came from? Ultimately, racism is believing that being different is bad. But it isn't. Being different allows us to share ideas, build friendships, and learn from each other. Think of a crayon box and how there are all sorts of different colors inside. Now, how boring would that be to have a box of crayons with all the same colors inside of it? That's why it's so important to remember that everyone is unique, and that's a good thing because we can learn from each other when we're kind to one another. Now, there are some people who do not have to worry about being treated differently for how they look or where they come from, because some people have privilege. Privilege is when certain people have advantages over others because of how they identify, what they're able to do, and so much more. I'm going to show you a video that explains this a little bit more.
Okay, let's think about it a different way. You like playing on the monkey bars in the playground, right, Teddy?
I love the monkey bars.
Okay, well, the monkey bars are easier for some people to play on than others, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, well, I've got a fun new song that's gonna help us out with this one. Sometimes when you're at the park playing, you'll find some of the other kids saying, "Look, see, the monkey bars are a breeze." You watch the other kids swinging by with these, but you can't reach. You sit there thinking, that's no fair. There's nothing more I could have done to prepare for this challenge. Just need to be taller, and that's what privilege is. Could be money, could be that you're funny, might think, what can I do to help you out when you are blue? And you tell them that you have an idea. You can build a brand new jungle gym, a safe place where everybody wins. 'Cause everyone deserves a shot to be a doctor, a lawyer, an astronaut. We can change what privilege is. We can make goals reachable. Being good is teachable. 'Cause everyone deserves to see your dreams become in reality. We can change what privilege is.
I totally get it now.
As you saw in the video, when you have privilege, there are some things in life that you will not have to experience or ever have to worry about because of who you are. That is why, when you want to help others, it's important to use your privilege to become an ally. And now you might be wondering, well, what is an ally? Well, it's when a person or group supports someone else from another group. Usually it's someone who has privilege that supports and helps those who are being discriminated against or being treated unfairly. But you don't necessarily have to have privilege to be an ally. It could be anyone. Essentially, being an ally is supporting people who are different than you. And here's another video to further explain this.
Do you know what Allyship is?
Allyship is using your power and your privilege to help marginalized groups empower themselves.
So I want to be a good ally. So how do I do it?
I think the best way to be a good ally is to understand that we all have a voice and we can all use a voice.
Is when you give support to others that need to be heard. Say you had a friend and they needed your support because they wanted to come out or just say something that they've never said before.
You have to be there for them, but also you need to let them speak for themselves. So you need to stand beside them, not in front of them. It's very important to be there always for your friend.
Oh, Dad. Play with it.
Do you think that you're ready to explain this to somebody else?
Yes.
Okay, good.
You as a everyday friend.
So you definitely get it. Yeah.
Helping them. Like helping them.
So how can you be an ally to your friend? Well, the first thing you can do is treat them with respect. Respect and appreciate that people look, act, and talk differently than you, because that's what makes them special and that's what they deserve. Remember when I explained what empathy was? Well, it's important to remember that other people have feelings that can get hurt just like yours, which is why it's important to respect them and to be an ally. Next is to listen. Listen to people who are different from you, because you can learn so much from them. If they need someone to talk to, be there for them. They might tell you something that you may have never thought of, which could help you become a better friend and a better ally. And lastly is to learn. By listening to what other people have to say, you can learn what life is like for them. You can learn how to support them, how to become a better friend, and how to be a good person. Remember, there's always something new to learn from people every day. So it's important to listen and understand what people teach you. And when you don't know, just ask. Now that you have an idea of what being an ally means, here are a few examples of what allyship looks like. It's using your voice and standing up for others who are being discriminated against. Remember earlier when I spoke about the girl who wasn't allowed to play basketball with the rest of the group? Well, as an ally, you can let the other kids know that what they said and did to her hurt her feelings, and that it's important to not exclude people because of who they are. You can also let your friends know that you're there to listen to them if they need to talk. If you see someone who is alone, ask them if they want to sit with you, or start a conversation with them. Sometimes the best thing you can do is to just be there for someone. And as I mentioned earlier, it's important to ask questions. Ask if they need help, and ask if there's anything you can do to help. Sometimes it might be harder to help someone if you have to guess what they need. That's why it's important to just ask how you can support them. And lastly, you cannot forget about yourself. When in doubt, ask for help. Maybe there is someone else who can help your friend. Sometimes asking an adult for help is the best thing you can do. Or you can go with someone who needs help to be that support for them. There are a few things I want you to remember from this webinar. Racism and discrimination happens every day in different places. So it's important that we stand together against racism and be an ally for those who need our help. People are different, and you might not always understand them, but that's what makes the world so special. We have to get to know each other, to support each other, and be an ally for each other. After all, everyone deserves to be respected and to feel included, which is why I want you to remember to treat people with kindness and respect wherever you go. For more information, visit our website, kajengafamily.org, or you can contact us at info@kajengafamily.org. Thank you.